What if there was a ledger that could settle payments in 3 seconds for fractions of a cent, with no mining, no energy waste, and built-in features most people have never even heard of? And what if that same ledger is quietly powering some of the biggest institutional moves in crypto right now? But almost nobody understands how it really works. Today we're breaking down the XRP Ledger, the XRPL, in plain English. No jargon, no hype, just the facts. What it is, why it was built, how it's different from everything else, and why it could matter more in 2026 than most people realize. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden rails. Let's start from the beginning. What is the XRP Ledger? The XRP Ledger, or XRPL, is a fast, decentralized, open-source blockchain designed specifically for efficient global payments. It uses its native digital asset, XRP, for currency exchange and remittances with low fees, under a cent, and quick settlement in seconds. It uses a unique consensus mechanism, not proof of work or stake, where validators agree on transaction validity, making it energy efficient and supporting features like tokenization, payment channels, and a built-in decentralized exchange. It's distinct from the company Ripple Labs. Key components and how it works. Decentralized ledger, a shared, immutable record of transactions maintained by a network of independent validators, not a central authority. Consensus mechanism. Validators vote on transaction sets. Once 80% agree, the ledger updates quickly, every 3 to 5 seconds, making it fast and energy efficient. XRP, the asset, the native cryptocurrency used for payments, acting as a bridge currency between different fiat currencies in cross-border transactions. RippleNet, the network, a separate but related payment network run by Ripple Labs that uses the XRPL to facilitate faster, cheaper international transfers for banks and financial institutions. Trust lines. For non-XRP assets like other tokens or currencies, users create trust lines to hold them on the ledger, forming an accounting relationship between parties. Key features: speed and scalability. Processes around 1,500 transactions per second with near-instant settlement. Low cost. Transactions typically cost fractions of a cent. Energy efficient. No energy-intensive mining required. Built-in features includes a decentralized exchange, DEX, token creation, and payment channels. History and distinction. Developed starting in 2011 by Jed McCaleb, David Schwartz, and Arthur Brito, with Ripple Labs, formerly OpenCoin, supporting it. The XRP Ledger is the technology. XRP is the digital asset. Ripple is the company that supports the project. Now, let's talk about why the XRPL was built in the first place, and why it's still so different from almost every other blockchain out there. Back in 2011, the founders saw a problem. Cross-border payments were slow, expensive, and trapped in legacy systems like SWIFT that could take days to settle and cost banks billions in trapped capital. They wanted a ledger that could move value instantly, anywhere in the world, without the energy waste of Bitcoin mining or the centralization risks of other systems. That's why they chose a consensus mechanism. Validators agreeing on transactions instead of competing to mine blocks. No massive electricity use, no waiting for confirmations that take hours. The result? A ledger that can handle real-world volume, 1,500 transactions per second in production, with room to scale higher, at costs so low, they're basically free. And unlike Ethereum or Solana, the XRPL has a built-in decentralized exchange from day one, payment channels for microtransactions, and native support for issued currencies and trust lines. It was built for payments first, everything else came later. Let's look at how it actually works in practice. When you send XRP or any asset on the ledger, validators, independent nodes run by universities, exchanges, and individuals around the world, propose transaction sets. Once 80% agree, the ledger closes and updates in 3 to 5 seconds. No mining, no staking rewards driving up costs, just efficient agreement. Fees are burned, a tiny amount of XRP destroyed with every transaction, creating a subtle deflationary pressure over time. That's why XRPL is energy efficient. No proof-of-work competition, no massive GPU farms. It uses less power than a small office building for the entire network. Now, the big distinction most people get wrong. The XRP Ledger is not Ripple. The XRPL is open-source technology anyone can build on. Ripple Labs is the company that supports it, runs RippleNet for banks, and holds a large portion of XRP. But the ledger itself is decentralized and separate. You can run a validator, build apps, or issue tokens without ever touching Ripple. That independence is why the courts ruled XRP isn't a security on secondary markets. The ledger stands on its own. Key features that set it apart today: speed, 1,500 TPS with near-instant finality. Low cost, fractions of a cent per transaction. Energy efficient, no mining required. Built-in DEX, trade any asset directly on the ledger. Payment channels, for micropayments or high-frequency use. Tokenization, issue custom assets with trust lines. And upcoming amendments like XLS 30 and XLS 40 that will make native tokenized real-world assets even easier. Why does this matter in late 2025? Because the world is finally catching up to what the XRPL was built for. ISO 2022 is live, banks are moving volume, RLUSD is growing as collateral, and institutions are looking for a ledger that can handle real scale without the volatility or energy issues of other chains. The XRPL isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It's focused on being the fastest, cheapest, most reliable rail for value movement. And as we head into 2026, that focus could be exactly what the global system needs. If this breakdown just made the XRP Ledger click for you in a new way, smash like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we're going deeper into how these features are starting to drive real demand. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay holding. We explore the rails that lead to the future. See you in the next episode.